Right, now we've got Stacey. He's a currently licensed GP. He's had enough. It's taken a lot of courage to get up and have a chat.
So just for the occasion, because I figured that this is probably going to be the last time I get to dress up. Everybody wants that.
Woo! Woo!
15 years ago, I solemnly pledged to dedicate my life to the service of humanity.
Well done! Well done!
I pledge that the health and well-being of my patient will be my first consideration. I will respect the autonomy and the dignity of my patient. I will maintain the utmost respect for human life. I will not permit considerations of age, disease or disability, creed, ethnic origin, gender, nationality, political affiliation, race, sexual orientation, social standing, or any other factor to intervene between me and my duty and my patient. I will respect the secrets that are confided in me, even after the patient has died.
You got this! Woo!
I will practice my patient. I will practice my profession with conscience and dignity and in accordance with good medical practice. I will foster the honour and noble traditions of the medical profession. I don't know about that one. I will give to my teachers, colleagues and students the respect and gratitude, the knowledge for the benefit of the patient and for the advancement of healthcare. I will attend to my own health, well-being and abilities in order to provide care of the highest standard. I will not use my medical knowledge to violate human rights and civil liberties.
Yeah!
Even under threat. I make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honour. And
Yes,
the
we
15
do.
years I have done my absolute best to live up to that oath that I gave. And I can't do it anymore. I've been, forever, I have put what people want and they're consenting to what they want, and I've always put that first and considered that and discussed that. What about my autonomy
Yep.
and my dignity? Why don't I get to choose whether I want a vaccine or not?
Yes! 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 Yes!
I'm a general practitioner. I haven't always been a general practitioner. I used to do surgery. I've done cardiovascular surgery. I've done trauma and general surgery. I've done vascular surgery. I've worked in the rural and remote areas. I teach. I was a lecturer at university. I mentor students from around Australia. I've given my life to my profession, and I've lost my job basically because I didn't want to have a vaccine.
Good!
went through medical school with 4 children.
Wow.
And now they're in a position where they must either have the vaccine or they can't work or finish their studies either. This just simply isn't fair. This morning I was just looking at at the numbers, and honestly, the fear, I think, if ever you've studied statistics, and before I became a doctor, I was 10 years at university before I became a doctor, having had undergraduate degrees in medical science, and part of that I did mathematics, and you've probably heard that saying, lies, damn lies, and statistics. All right? Well, for every statistic, there's an opposite statistic. So if we were to say, for example, today, did you know that 46,318,000 people have been tested for COVID at a cost of around $100 each?
Whoa.
And out of 46,300,000, we have had 195,000 cases in Australia. So that leaves 46,100,000 or so. 46 million tests. These were people that thought they had COVID, but they didn't have COVID. Okay. If we look, so the other statistic is, well, yes, you've got 46 million tests that are absolutely, so my point is that the disease is not overly prevalent.
Yes.
As a consequence of disease prevalence, what happens if you look up things like the false positives and false negatives, the disease prevalence will affect the accuracy of tests. And so the problem is with the test, we don't even know, for example, whether all of those 195,000 cases were in fact COVID. Now I know I can also tell you that I have swabbed people, and when I send off a pathology form, I write on the form, I write COVID, I write influenza, I write respiratory PCR. And that looks for a whole range of different viruses. All of those other viruses have disappeared.
Oh.
And when I get the result back from the pathologist, all it says is COVID negative.
Wow.
So the other viruses are not even being tested for. Yes. The genetic sequence was done what we call in silico. So that means on a computer. No.
Some doctors will tell you that it's been isolated because of that. But when you look into it, it's computer modelling.
Yeah, it's a bit more technical than just that simple answer. Anyway, I don't know. Well, I guess, is there any other doctors here? I know there's one. But I would just like to know, where is everybody else? And why aren't they... very scared being here, and like I said, this is probably the end, but you've got to do what you've got to do.
So this is why the people need to get behind doctors and have the courage, and nurses have the courage to stand up. If we get behind them, it's going to be a lot harder for them to get taken out. We make noise. If some of these guys get targeted, we make noise about it. We make sure it gets stopped.
So if anybody's looking for a biology tutor,
come here, Stacey.
Thank you. Oh, good on ya.
If they go needs, make it into the house.